My dear sisters and brothers, today's Gospel discusses some points that are very fundamental for the church. It talks about Jesus Christ and His church, including all of us. Mark, chapter 3, verses 13 to 19, discusses significant facts regarding Jesus Christ and the church He established. It is important for us to comprehend this message and this passage because it speaks to the essence of the church life. Of course, all of us know that the Lord Jesus is the central figure of this story. Jesus is the center of the Catholic Church. He went up to the top of a mountain, a high place that symbolizes intimacy with God. He calls 12 men to Himself there. He appoints them for two purposes: to be with Him and to be sent out to preach with authority to drive out demons. What lies behind Jesus' actions? First, as the center and principal actor within the community, which is the church, Jesus is its most vital part. Without Jesus, there is no true church. I think we need to remember to underline this. Without Jesus, there is no true church. Right now, there are many churches. The question is, are there Jesus Christ there? Furthermore, Jesus personally chooses 12. These 12, Matthew calls them apostles, and also in the Gospel today. This is a decisive step that defines the church's essence, character, way of life, and function. So when we read this Gospel, we need to remember about us, the church. The 12 apostles are not merely co-workers or an inner circle in Jesus' newly formed community. They are more than members of a team within His fellowship. It is not simply a managerial matter, but touches on the church's essential identity. What does it mean? Jesus, together with the apostles, builds the inseparable pillars of the church. The true church cannot exist without both, without Jesus Christ and without His apostles. Simon Peter, entrusted by Jesus with leadership, is the rock upon which Christ builds His church. Without the apostles, the church loses its foundation and binding force, risking fragmentation. And we see this now still happening. Based on what the Lord Jesus did, the church must live and function in collegiality, the unity and cooperation among the leaders, especially the apostles, especially the bishops who replace or continue the function of the apostles. Peter leads the church in unity with the other apostles. It is the essential character of the church from its beginning. So there is no true church without Peter and his successors. The church is not a human institution formed for worldly or human interest. The true church is built by Jesus Christ on the foundation of the apostles. There is no true church which is not built by Jesus. It is what is visible in the church led by the Pope, the successor of Peter, and the bishops, the successors of the apostles. My dear sisters and brothers, we are called to participate in this church, to build it up, and to carry out our function as the Lord Jesus wills. We become Catholics not only as members, not only as co-workers with Jesus, but we need to carry out what Jesus wants us to do in our lives. We are not passive members. We are to be active member, participating in His church. The question, how then do we live and participate in this true church? Every time we celebrate Mass, we receive Jesus Christ to be one with Him. Not only for our own sake, for our own interest, but first and foremost, to be able to participate in Jesus Christ's life and works that should be continued and done in this world.